In 5 minutes, you will have found the way, or at least some method, to bring back that spark that you only had in yourself when you were a child. The creativity that brought you so much joy will be found at the end of this video, as long as you genuinely listen. So for the next 5 minutes, I want you to put your phone down. I want you to just indulge in the words that I speak. Somewhere within your youth, there is a drawing or a picture that you made before anyone was even able to tell you that it was badly drawn. A song that you hummed before you knew what key even meant or pitch was, and a story that you created yet didn't follow any structure while making because you'd never heard of the idea of structure. All you did was make it because it felt like something instead of it having to exist for anyone else to justify. Nobody had graded that work. Nobody asked if that work would sell or be received well. You simply made it, and that is the version of you that I want back for these next 5 minutes, or I guess 4 minutes now. In my opinion, what actually happened to it was this. Somewhere along the way, while growing up, the questions started to change. They started to shift. It used to be, what do I want to make today? What will fulfill me if I create it and draw it and put it on paper or into a song? Then it became, how much do I need to make to cover this month's rent, groceries, and utilities? The work, in a sense, stopped being the point and instead became the toll. It became something you had to pay the price for to have the free time to create. You stopped asking yourself how it felt to create something and instead started asking how fast you were able to finish creating something. That shift is quiet, it's unannounced, nobody knows about it, and one day you simply wake up unable to remember the last time you made something, you created something physical or even mental for no reason at all, as a matter of fact. However, this is also a video about how to get it back, right? It's not just about the negative. So in my honest truth, not opinion, I think the best way to get it back is not through inspiration or something to inspire you to create, because in my opinion, inspiration is what people wait for instead of doing the thing itself. Inspiration is the justification for not creating, because when they don't have the inspiration or the idea, they are unable to produce the outcome. I think that it comes back through one simple question, asked honestly, but also asked more than once from themselves. What would I make tonight if nobody was paying me and nobody would ever see it produced? Sit with that question. I want you to really comprehend that question. And don't think of an impressive answer, but instead the first honest one that comes to your mind. Maybe you want to create a drawing. Maybe you want to create a song with absolutely no destination. Maybe it's just rearranging your bedroom until it feels like somewhere that you actually want to be in instead of somewhere that you simply sleep and wake up in. It doesn't matter what it is specifically, as long as the only audience behind the decision making, the justification process, and the final outcome is you and yourself only. That question is probably the metaphorical door back to the kid who made things before anyone was watching and made them without any reason to. And the practice part, or at least the part that you can recreate every single day in order to bring back that version of yourself, instead of creating something every single night, or at least asking the question every single night, is just once a week, make something without any sort of structure or destination. Make something not for your Instagram feed, not to share to your friends, or not for anyone else but you, but instead just something that will never be posted and something that will never be sold and never be judged. All it takes is 10, 20 minutes, and that's more than enough time. The only rule that I think should apply to this is that it has to come from a want in your mind, a feeling of wanting to create, an urge to create instead of an obligation to create. And it will feel strange at first because you're just not used to it. You're going to reach for the versions that do perform better, the versions that sell well, the versions that are easy to justify, and the ones with an audience in mind. And That's simply because the only muscle you've been using was that muscle that creates for that audience. So you're gonna have to start resisting it at some point and make the ugly version. Make the version with no plan involved at all. And in my opinion, that is basically where it's hiding. The entire thing is hiding there, not in talent, not in ideas, not in inspiration or discipline or motivation even, but simply in the permission to make something that owes nothing to anybody else. You already know how to create. You already know how to make stuff without a direction. You did it before it had any sort of name, and the kid who drew before anyone said it was bad is still in your body, it's still in your soul, waiting for you to stop asking what the work earns you and instead start asking what it gives your soul. Not what it earns you materially or mentally, but instead what it provides you with internally. As cliche as that sounds. It took me 5 minutes, maybe a little bit more, to tell you all of this, and this is creativity in a sense, but this is built for an audience. This is built for you to hear. So I think now the best thing you can do is either sit with that question I told you to sit with, or go and create something that nobody besides yourself asked for.